and USC and Texas played in the national championship game. The mid-2000s, yeah, like that's when I was I was in high school at that point. That's how old I am, giving away my age. But that's when I was just a bigger, huge college football fan. But if you are a big college football fan right now, you got to understand that the sport has changed dramatically in 20 years. You look at where we were in 05, I mean, the Pac-12 and then the Big 12 or the Big 10 and the SEC. All these conferences are now trying to come together. It is all about the money. We understand that.
That's good and bad.
It's also all about winning. You have to put a winning program or a winning team out there, or the money's not going to come in. College football has changed even from where we were last year. We know that the Pac-12 is kind of dissolving. The OVC, which the Colonels were a part of for so long, it is kind of dissolved now into what it once was. So the shift has been there. It's been coming for a while. EKU trying to get ahead of that, and it's like a poker game or like a puzzle, if you will, trying to put the right pieces in place to get to where we want to be. I don't know where that is. Maybe it's Conference USA. Maybe it's the Mountain West or one of these conferences that we want to be in to be able to go to a bowl game. Can you imagine EKU playing in one of these bigger bowl games here in the next 5 or 10 years, getting the program to where we want it to be? A lot of options. You and I are both EKU alumni. Gage Hill's an EKU alumni.
That's right.
We want to see the sports teams, the universities succeed. We've got the right people in place. We just got to watch them kind of do their job. It doesn't happen overnight. We'll get there eventually, and when we do, it's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. I mean, it could be next year, it could be a couple years from now, but I just want to win, and obviously kind of struggled this year with some of those games. I mean, they went our way sometimes, and some other times they didn't, unfortunately. That's just college football, and that's a tough conference, the United Athletic Conference. A lot of good teams. I have a lot of high hopes for Eastern. I know they're bringing in a lot of studs from the 24 class. They've got a lot of young talent that didn't even see the field this year, and they're going to be replacing some key guys who are also young. So it'll be I don't want to call it a rebuild, but it'll be new guys. But the team, they know what they got to do. Matter of pride, EKU football has a lot of history. They're slowly getting back to where they need to be.
Yeah.
And the fan excitement, while not today, is probably as high as it's been, since I was a kid or you were, I don't know, a long time.
For as long as I've been doing this tailgate show, you look back at last year. Last year at this time of year, this place was packed, and rightfully so. It's kind of weird how EKU fans are, as the season kind of trickles down, the more losses we get. Oh well, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
We see it with the media up in Lexington. I love those guys, a lot of those guys, but. At preseason, they're all here for media day.
Yeah.
Today,
we'll see who's here today.
Will any of them be here?
We'll see.
Which is fine. Listen, we know where we are on the totem pole with how things go. But when you are an EKU football fan, sometimes you gotta take the lumps that come with it. My boy right here, he's a Kentucky fan too. He's a Bengals fan. He's kind of going through things right now. He's had a rough week.
This was real rough, man.
You got to take the lump because eventually Joe Burrow is probably going to take you to another Super Bowl. There's a chance of that.
Please win.
So you got to listen. I'm a New England Patriots fan. We know what we were for so long. I'm not cool with it, but I can accept the fact that right now we might be a top 3 draft pick. I'm okay with that because you have to take the lumps. You cannot be a championship team every single year. You have to love the team through the bad and the good, and that's where I think EKU fans are right now. Not that this has been a bad year; it's been a disappointing year, and I think because. Can you imagine if we didn't have any expectations this year? The reason it's been disappointing is because we had expectations.
We were supposed to be number one.
Winning a conference, maybe having the player of the year. We had all these things that were trending in the right direction. We take a step back. Let's take 3 forward next year because we know what this transfer portal thing, Lord knows who's going to be out there. There could be some 5-star prospects looking to come down because they didn't succeed at the upper level. There's a lot of options out there. We could see a whole new roster. There could be 10 Logan Blakes out there in the portal.
Yeah, we might lose some guys. We might get some guys. That's just the nature of it now, and I don't really have a problem with the transfer portal because I think it allows people to get better opportunities and stuff like that, and allows smaller schools to poach more bigger guys. Yeah. So it helps all of us, I think.
Well, you look at the portal. It's been good and bad for EKU, but you talked about it. It gives people opportunities. Wendell Green Jr. is a name that comes to mind. EKU basketball a few years ago. Went and played at Auburn, turned himself into a really big name. I think he entered the draft, didn't get drafted, but I think he played for some G League. Yeah. But you look at that, okay, how about coming down in the transfer portal? We saw what Logan Blake, or not Logan, it didn't come down. He came up from an NAIA school. But it's been good for both parties. I mean, the players that have left and some of the players that have came in have kind of put their own stamp on things. And EKU basketball, even though they lost last night, they got some guys. How about EKU women's basketball? Ivy Turner. My goodness. Yeah. The portal can be a good thing if we use it the right way, and I'm sure Walt Wells and his staff, as soon as this year is over, they'll jump into the portal, see who's going to be out there. There'll be a laundry list of names. It has affected, I think, high school football more because now you kind of look into the portal before you go out there and recruit the high school kid. But think about some of the guys. I mean, we don't really talk about the young guys a ton, but can you imagine Brady Hensley being here next year as a freshman?
He will be.
Learning from Braden Sloan, learning from Carter. I mean, guys like that could help him develop his own game. Had a tremendous high school football career. There's a lot of guys. Jaden West is on the team right now. We cover him every single Friday night.
I think he's redshirting this year.
That's a guy that, if he sticks with it, can kind of go through the growing pains of being the top guy, now being kind of a lowly guy on the totem pole. If he can stick around and kind of develop his game, that could be a name we hear over the next 2 or 3 years at EKU. There's a lot to be excited about as a Colonel fan. And again, you got to take the lumps with it. If it weren't for those expectations that we had coming into the year, we would not have had such a disappointing season, but there were a reason for those, Dawson.
Yeah, you got me excited. A lot of young talent, a lot of guys they're bringing in, and Coach Wells said that they'll reevaluate after this game in the offseason what needs to change, what needs to stick around, guys they need to put in different places. They got this Hergott from Beechwood who won a couple state titles, I think. He's going to be the quarterback next year. Learned from Parker for a year, so lots of good future things for the EKU football team, and hopefully we end it well this year with a win.
We talked about, quarterback position. Jared Carpenter's son, John Clark.
Cole Carpenter committed.
Cole Carpenter.
Yeah, he'll be in the mix.
To EKU. Has missed his entire senior season, but he won a state championship at Frederick Douglass last year. So there are some big names that we could be seeing in the maroon and white very, very soon that have to have you as a fan excited about. So let's step aside for another commercial break. We'll talk more about today's game. It's EKU and Stephen F. Austin. It's senior day, the final game of the season for EKU football. We'll talk more about it when we come back. EKU Football is the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote and WBON-TV 9.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or, if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday, starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
For over 40 years, Lake's Funeral Home and Crematory in Berea have been helping families through the hardest times in their lives. With traditional burial planning to cremation, the folks at Lake's can help you honor your loved ones with final arrangements. Lakes can also help pre-plan now. Let your family members know what you want and help ease their burden. Visit lakesfuneralhome.com to learn how easy it can be to pre-plan. Lakes Funeral Home and Crematory, the only on-site crematory in Madison County.
Hi, I'm Haley, one of the owners and managers at Just Love Coffee in Berea. Just Love Coffee is a franchise that was set up as a mission of love to help children get adopted. Just Love Coffee is a full-service restaurant that features artisan coffee creations, plus an all-day food menu that includes golden waffles, delicious sandwiches, and filling craveable wraps. Just Love Coffee, a half mile off exit 76 in Berea, in our newly renovated location at 636 Chestnut Street.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At AMCO Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at AMCO the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And AMCO has a longer warranty. Come see us at AMCO Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
Gillum Sports Lounge isn't just a place for good food and hospitality. It's about gathering with family and friends, satisfying those taste buds, and cheering on your favorite team. You can't go wrong with one of their delicious burgers, salads, pizzas, or one of their many appetizers. Order online or stop in and cool off with a bucket of cold ones or beer on tap at Gillum Sports Lounge, a staple in Richmond, Kentucky, inside the Richmond Mall.
Hey fans, this is A.W. Hamilton, head basketball coach. I know a lot about basketball, but I'm no expert on real estate. One guy that is an expert though is Andy Strickland. Andy is with Turftown Properties. He's a local realtor that can guide you through today's hot market. If you're curious about the current value of your home, contact Andy. He can be reached at andy@turftown.com. That's andy@turftown.com.
Back here on the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote, and on WBON-TV 9. He's Dawson Rowe. I'm Michael Watkins. And Dawson, today a big game for EKU football as we close out the regular season. And kind of a chance to get a little bit of revenge against Stephen F. Austin. Yeah. We've only played twice throughout the history of the two programs, and the Colonels 0-2 all-time against the Lumberjacks.
That'll change today. I just have a good feeling about it. We need to get that monkey off our back. I really care about little records like that for the school. So, like, hey, you're 0-2. We need to get that win. We need to start catching back up with them. I think we'll do that today. There's a reason they're the bottom of the conference. There's a reason. I mean, yeah, they played close games and lost them all. But you'd win some of those if you were, EKU won some of their close games because they got a better team. So I think EKU will win today.
Last time the two teams met was back in 2021. The Colonels fell on the road at Stephen F. Austin 31-17. And when you look at the disappointment that came from last week's game and everything that followed it, this game could really go one of two ways.
Yes.
EKU could just call it in, let's go to the house and call the season over with. And a lot of these guys call their careers over with, be looking towards the portal. Or what we think is going to happen, and I believe what should happen, is these guys can kind of say, you know what, we want to go out on a high note. Even if some guys do plan on maybe looking at least at the portal. I think today is a step that you want to come out and have it, because if you're going to go to the portal, you got to have a big game. You want to finish the season on a high note. Some of these guys that might be looking to do that have got to come out and perform well today. And some of these seniors, they know that they got to play well. Their final time putting on that uniform. Parker McKinney said he was talking to Mo Edwards Jr. about, are you going to cry? Well, probably. Yeah, it's an emotional day. And a lot of these Colonel fans might cry when they see Parker walk off the field for the last time.
All those records broken, it's going to take a stud to come in here and break them again in the future. So, I mean, Parker, man, no one expected this from him, I don't think, and he just came out and performed week after week, season after season. Got hurt a couple years ago, came back, kept performing, and he's going to go out hopefully with a win and on top of a lot of the records at Eastern.
You know, records are made to be broken.
Yeah.
But with the kind of career that Parker has had, and obviously he's been here for a while, the COVID year and the red shirt year, all those things help. It is going to be extremely hard for somebody to ever do because let's look at it this way. For a guy that comes in here, let's say a freshman comes in here, a stud freshman that gets the starting quarterback position from the very get-go. With the portal the way it is, how long does he stay at EKU? If you're a guy coming in out of the portal, well, you're probably only going to have 1 or 2 years here. Parker is such a unique story. I don't see anybody ever even coming close to breaking the records that he has now because of how the shift is with EKU football and college football as a whole.
I mean, you'd have to get a 4 or 5 year guy that's kind of underrated. I mean, hasn't got a lot of experience and kind of just gets brought in and turns out to be really good. It's hard to do in college football. Even at the FCS level, it's tough. And, you kind of convinced me maybe it will be a while before they got broken, kind of spelling it out like that. I mean, it would take a whole lot for someone to do what Parker's done.
Yeah, and I mean, the COVID year was the big thing, like having that extra year on top of the other extra year, and
I think that goes away after this year.
It does, yes. Okay. And being able to be the starter for so long, there's a lot that goes into it. I just don't see anybody ever coming close because of what he's been able to do throughout all these years. He's been really good. We've been blessed to keep him around. He had a chance to leave after last year. He hung around because he knew, I think, this team could be really good. Obviously, again, not the kind of year that we wanted, but Parker McKinney has etched his name in the history books. He will go down as one of, if not the greatest, Colonel football player of all time.
Oh, wow, player. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the history the best for EKU football. I know there's a ton of talented with the guys that won the championships in the 70s and 80s, but, he could be top 5 all time, maybe number 1 in some people's books all time. I mean, quarterback position, that's good to have that.
Sure.
That helps, that elevates you. You know, if you're good at quarterback, I mean, you help out the entire offense there. I really do think Parker has already cemented his legacy, even though it was a kind of disappointing end to his super senior season. I mean, I think people look back and just look where he started and where the program was where he started in 2018 or whatever. Look where it's at now, and he's been a part of the whole thing. People remember that.
He has, I think, elevated the program to new heights for many reasons, and I think, again, that kind of is another reason why he should be up there as one of the greatest of all time, because he's made it through all the conference shifts, head coaching changes, the COVID year itself, and the UAC and the AQ7, all these things. We talked about that. But also just the NIL, the transfer portal. What he has done, he's been loyal to the program. The program has been loyal to him to make sure he got what he needed to stick around and be a good quarterback. So, I think with the connections that Walt Willis has, he still has a chance to be on a professional roster next year. I mean, you look at, Tim Boyle, what he did here at EKU. He was
a backup.
He's a backup. So I think that Parker still has a bright future ahead of him. This won't be the last time we hear from Parker McKinney putting on a football uniform.
No, I mean, he could land on a practice squad or backup somewhere, and I think he'll have a really good combine just because he's got the skills. He can run, he can throw, and he's kind of done it all at Eastern, and I think they'll give that a little bit more bump. And, he may have had a down year this year, but look what he did, senior. Look what he did junior. Look what he did as a sophomore during COVID and all this other stuff. They may take that into account. They may not. But if they do, I mean, everything is going his way for getting a shot.
You look at EKU football, it's a big game today. Stephen F. Austin.
7-point favorite.
7-point favorite, 65.5. I don't like the point total.
Me neither. I don't like it.
I don't like the point total, mainly because Stephen F. Austin, how much effort are they going to put in? Their season's over with, too. So I would be shocked. Now, EKU could put up 40 points. I just don't see them putting up 26. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today with the point total. 65.5, EKU a 7-point favorite. We'll give our predictions on the game later on. But first, step aside for another commercial break. When we come back, Corey Neal will join us. The all things EKU sports promotions and everything that goes on. He'll let us know about what's coming up for EKU basketball. Baseball's got some stuff coming up too. We'll talk to Corey, but all the things that are coming up here in the future with EKU sports as far as promotions go when we come back on the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote and WBON-TV 9.
At the Botany Bay, you can find things you like to do stuff with. It's a place full of cool stuff and cool people. That's as clear as our glass pipes. But did you know that every month you can save big on cool stuff? This month, get 20% off featured brands like Canatron, King Palm, Ooze, and True Way. 20% off backpacks, posters, and tapestries, and 10% off candles and sprays. The Botany Bay. Prices so low, you'd think we're high.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go, Colonel.
Here on the EKU Tailgate Show, Dawson Rule, Michael Watkins here with Corey Neal. And Corey, a lot of of exciting things coming up. We know that it's been a disappointing season for football, but we turn our attention to basketball now. Had a first loss last night, but there are some big games coming up for EKU men's and women's basketball. Both teams, a lot of hype coming into the season, and a lot of promotions that'll be going on for you guys as well as you get ready to start the year.
Yeah, for sure. We come back on Tuesday, and it's actually our education day, so we'll have about 3,000 to 4,000 elementary and middle school kids there.
And that's at noon, right?
That's at noon.
Well, we got to go to that. That'd be fun.
It's a noon tip. It's gonna be insane. It's probably gonna be extremely loud. The kids are gonna be crazy.
What schools are they coming from? Is it all the elementary schools in Madison County, or
a lot of elementary schools in Madison County, and then Madison Middle is sending some kids. Foley, Ferristown. Okay. From the middle school area, and then women's basketball is actually doing that on December 6th, I think, and I think all of Model is coming to that one, and a couple other county schools too.
But you look at the hype surrounding basketball, and we've already had a couple of big home games, and we've got the big road game for the men at Western here coming up. I think it's this Sunday or next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Because it's in December.
Yeah. But some of the big names that are coming in here. It's good to come watch, but you talked about Education Day. Talk about some of the other ones that'll be going on. I think y'all do like an ugly Christmas sweater day.
Yep.
And there's other things that kind of just tie in with the festivities that go on throughout the year as well.
Yeah, we'll do a couple like holiday promotions. We'll do an ugly sweater type of kind of theme day. We're hopefully getting Santa here for the NKU game, so kids can come and take free pictures with Santa.
I'll give him a call.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'm on the nice list. So.
We got that stuff going on, and then next week we're going to be releasing like 5 days of deals with some new and kind of improved like packages, like a conference package. May have some baseball, softball stuff coming out, and then a couple like Cyber Monday, Black Friday type deals for basketball too. So we'll have a couple other just maybe not the themes, but just deals to get people there and try to fill it as much as we can.
Obviously, there's a lot of hype, and the fans, and all of us know this, is the athletics department and the marketing department. Is they starting to feel that? I mean, I know we had the loss last night. That may have slowed it down a little bit, but still building that hype for, man, EKU basketball could really do some big things this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for us because we want the high expectations. We don't want to be, a baseline or average. We want to be the best we can be as a department, as a marketing department, athletics department. So as much as, I try to look at it as much from like a coach perspective, honestly, in the sense of like, hey, we got to win too. Like, we have to win. We have to have a really good marketing plan. We got to do everything we can to get people out to games. We got to offer it to all kinds of different people. And that's what helps our teams win too. And our coaches have been, a part of that. And I know we both appreciate the work that we all do. So, I'd like to keep us to a high standard as well. And I think, we take, if we do a promotion and it doesn't do great, I take that as like a loss, in our loss column just as much as any other coach would. But I honestly enjoy the pressure. I enjoy having the high standards. I think if you have a good team in any sport or business or whatever it may be, like if you're functioning really well when you have a lot of pressure and you want to do really well, I think it's good, and that's where we're at right now. So I appreciate my team so much in that effort.
When you look at the season for football, there's been some really good crowds here. Obviously, today being senior day, we're going to try to close out the season strong. When you talk about the promotions that you all have had for football this year, is there one that sticks out to you that you are a big fan of? I know a lot of them, like the Baptist Health one. That's one we do every year, Education Day. Has there been one mentioned, maybe, I don't know, think of Superheroes Day or whatever the case may be that you all might do here in the future?
I always love doing stuff around kids. Yeah. So whether it's a youth sports day or kind of like an Education Day, but, I have 2 kids, and I know we need to build that fan base up, and I think it starts with the kids. So as much as we can do those type of days, like, have superheroes out here one day, we've talked about that. That may be something we do this spring for baseball or softball. But I think just building that young fan base up, and we do, my favorite one is probably our youth sports day for football, because we have 400 kids run out on the field at halftime. They like walk down the hill and then they run out, and those kids talk about that all year. So I think that is one we've tried to do in all sports that I really enjoy. But I think just overall finding stuff for kids and families, like that's who we are. Like, we say maroon collar, which kind of like blue collar. Like we want everybody to be able to come out. So,
well, I think my daughter, when last year there were some football players that were at her school for like Halloween giving out candy.
Yep.
They noticed those things, and that gets them talking. And the cheerleaders do a lot of stuff with getting like cheerleaders involved. I know they do the camps throughout the summer.
Right.
Right now on the website though, you guys are having like a big sale with BSN, your partner, as far as the clothing and stuff
Yes.
go. Talk about that, and if folks are looking for some new EKU gear, it's the perfect time.
It
Black
is.
Friday, Cyber Monday. Go ahead and get on there on the website. Tell them where they can go. I think it's like a tab you can click on and go directly to from the website.
Yeah, if you go to our website, EKUsports.com, the splash page is a clickable ad where it takes you to BSN's website, who is our partner with Nike. And that is really one of the best places to get EKU Nike stuff. So obviously we made that transition in July, and I know I've had a ton of people ask me about, hey, where can I get EKU Nike? Yeah, pretty much. So that's the best place. The store we have open right now, it does close November 22nd, but that's just because that is the guarantee to get stuff in before the holidays. So
well, I saw Sean Hamilton wearing some pretty cool gear the other day, and I'm like, man, you look sharp. If you can make Sean look sharp in some EKU gear, you're really doing something. So you got to go check that website out, folks. Corey, appreciate you stopping by, my man. It's going to be a big day today. Get the band coming over here to kind of get the fans fired up. We're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, Dawson and I will give you our predictions for you got one today. Big win. What do you think?
I think we're going to win 31-14.
I like it.
Covering the spread,
yeah, for sure.
Right.
He already got his $1,000 bet in on EKU football.
Let's go
today,
Colonels, baby.
We'll step aside and come back here on the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote.
For over 40 years, Lake's Funeral Home and Crematory in Berea have been helping families through the hardest times in their lives. With traditional burial planning to cremation, the folks at Lake's can help you honor your loved ones with final arrangements. Lake's can also help pre-plan now. Let your family members know what you want and help ease their burden. Visit lakesfuneralhome.com to learn how easy it can be to pre-plan. Lake's Funeral Home and Crematory, the only on-site crematory in Madison County.
Hi, I'm Haley, one of the owners and managers at Just Love Coffee in Berea. Just Love Coffee is a franchise that was set up as a mission of love to help children get adopted. Just Love Coffee is a full-service restaurant that features artisan coffee creations, plus an all-day food menu that includes golden waffles, delicious sandwiches, and filling craveable wraps. Just Love Coffee, a half mile off exit 76 in Berea, in our newly renovated location at 636 Chestnut Street.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At AMCO Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at AMCO the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And AMCO has a longer warranty. Come see us at AMCO Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
Gillum Sports Lounge isn't just a place for good food and hospitality. It's about gathering with family and friends, satisfying those taste buds, and cheering on your favorite team. You can't go wrong with one of their delicious burgers, salads, pizzas, or one of their mini appetizers. Order online or stop in and cool off with a bucket of cold ones or beer on tap at Gillum Sports Lounge, a staple in Richmond, Kentucky, inside the Richmond Mall.
Hey fans, this is A.W. Hamilton, head basketball coach. I know a lot about basketball, but I'm no expert on real estate. One guy that is an expert, though, is Andy Strickland. Andy is with Turftown Properties. He's a local realtor that can guide you through today's hot market. If you're curious about the current value of your home, contact Andy. He can be reached at andy@turftown.com. That's andy@turftown.com.
Welcome back into the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. Dawson Rule and Michael Watkins to close out the EKU Tailgate season. Dawson here on our final segment of the year. A lot of fun it's been, and the band sending us home in style.
I love it. I love the band.
The high school bands joining the EKU band for the ceremonies today. A lot of fun. The seniors being honored from the band as well, and the EKU football team today as they take on Stephen F. Austin, a 7-point favorite over the Colonels. Over under 65.5. What's your prediction for the game today?
All right, 35-20. Roll Kerns, and that's the under two and the cover.
I think we put up 40 today. I think Parker McKinney comes in and shows out. I'm going to go 42-20. I think EKU gets us there. We cover. I think barely goes under as well, but I think the Colonels blow them out today. Stephen F. Austin, nothing to play for. Colonels playing for senior night, some honor, and a lot to still be figured out as we go into the off season. But I think a big game today for Parker McKinney, Mo Edwards Jr. I think Jaden Smith going to have a big game, and the Colonels get the victory here at home, 42-20. What a fun year, man. I'll tell you what, appreciate Gage Hill, our producer on the EKU Tailgate Show on the TV side. Jaden Johnson back on the radio side. We are about to join Greg Stottlemyre and the EKU Sports Network broadcasting crew. You can listen to them live on 100.7 The Coyote. For all EKU football games this year, they've been right there on the flagship station for EKU football. EKU basketball also airs on the Coyote, so if you're local here, listen to every EKU men's basketball game, all the football games on the Coyote, and the women's games on WEKY 92.5 for all of those games this year. They just kind of wrapped up, or they're still playing in Alaska right now.
They're going to play tonight, 9:15.
It's not as cold here as it is there, but still kind of chilly today. The sun warming us up, but if you're in that shade, you're not going to feel very good today out there on the football field.
Well, let's warm up the shooting for the Lady Colonels tonight, and they'll go 5-0 if they win. So go women's team.
First time since 94, I think.
It's been a long time.
30 years.
Been a real long time.
Women's basketball has been 4-0, but a really fun season for their team continuing. Men's basketball, they got some big games coming up too. Folks, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, for all things EKU Sports, it's EKUsports.com. Check out the deal right now with BSN, the partner for the sports athletics gear. You can get to check out their website for all the big sales going on right now. And we're going to wrap things up for the EKU Tailgate Show. For Gage Hill and Jaden Johnson, he's Dawson Rule. I'm Michael Watkins. We both think the Colonels win big today. We'll see if that comes true. Thanks for hanging out with us all year long on the official EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote and WBON-TV 9.
Roll Kerns.